Hello everybody, it's Crystal with Be Creative. Today we are going to make pinch pot monsters with air dry clay. We're using air dry clay because not everybody has access to a kiln. So the other day I sent you guys a link to make your own air dry clay if you wanted to with things around the house. So today you're going to need a clump of air dry clay. And I have a little bit extra for like eyes or whatever else I want to put on it. You're going to need a mat. I have a bowl and then a couple of tools. I like to use a plastic fork and a shish kebab skewer. Okay, ready to get started? All right, so we have our clay and this is what we're going to make our monster with. We're also going to use this little piece and we're going to make eyes or teeth or whatever out of this extra clay. When you're working with clay and you're putting pieces together, you're gonna need to make some slip. Slip is like the glue of your clay. So you're just gonna take a little bit of clay, you're gonna put it in your bowl, and you add a little bit of water, and it starts to feel kind of like mud. And that is called slip, okay? So that is for later. To start off with your pinch pot monster, you're gonna make a ball form. And you're gonna do basically a pinch pot. You're gonna take your thumb, you're gonna stick it down into the center of your clay. And you have a hole. So then you're gonna put two thumbs in that hole, and you're gonna start pinching that hole open. And this is a basic pinch pot. If you ask your kids, they've probably made one in school, but it's a very common project that they do with clay. Sometimes they turn them into nests, sometimes they turn them into other things. I was a child in the 80s, and so kids also made ashtrays. We don't make ashtrays anymore, but this is our pinch pot. You want to push down into the bottom so it's nice and flat, and it's getting flat on your mat so that when it dries, it will sit nice and sturdy. Okay? You don't want the walls of your bowl to be too thin, but you kind of want them all to be around the same thickness. So here's my pinch pot. I'm going to take my pinch pot a little bit and I'm going to squish him so it looks like a mouth. Okay? You can have your monster sit like this, or you can have your monster sitting up, however you want, okay? Mine is gonna be sitting like this because I'm going to put things in it like loose change. So I want it to look like my monster is going to be eating my change. You can have it like this and use it to hold your sponge in the sink or whatever else, okay? So now I'm gonna take some extra clay and I'm gonna make some eyeballs for my monster. And you could be as creative as you want. So here is one eye. I'm going to use the end of my shish kebab skewer, and I'm going to put an eyeball. So to get this eyeball to stick onto your clay, because as it dries, it'll probably pop off and then you're going to have to glue it. You're going to use a process called slipping and scoring. So you want to take your fork, you can use your shish kebab skewer, and you're going to make a bunch of lines. You're going to cross hatch so that it looks like this. And then you're going to do the same thing where you want your eyeball to be. So I'm going to have my eyeball here. I'm going to make some lines this way, and then I'm going to make some lines this way. And that's called scoring. Then you're going to take some of your slip, which is your glue, and you're going to put it on, and you're going to stick it. Okay? Ta-da! Now for the rest of our monster. I think I'm going to make this eye a little bit bigger because I can. It's fun. So I'm rolling another eye. And I'm going to make his little pupil. Blip, blip. And then I want this one to be looking at me So I am going to score on my eye, and I'm going to score where I want to stick it, and then I'm going to put some slip on there. And we'll stick it down. All right, so right now my monster looks pretty crazy. I think I'm gonna give him some teeth. So I'm gonna roll it and I'm gonna make some teeth. I'm gonna use my fork to kind of cut off some of that extra stuff. Make it nice and pointy. And then I'm gonna score. I'm gonna score in my bowl because I want my teeth to be inside of my mouth. And then I'm gonna add some slip to glue it together. We'll stick it on nice and tight. So there's one tooth. I'm gonna make another tooth. And they don't all have to be the same. He is a monster. I'm gonna score it. And we'll score inside the mouth. I'm gonna add some slip. And let it stick. So this is my monster right now. You can also smooth out some of your edges if you want, and that's fine too. Just sticking my finger in a little bit of the wet slip. I'm not using a lot, and I'm just going around the edges and repairing some of those cracks. Okay, so now I'm gonna give my monster a big old tongue, because why not? So I'm flattening out this guy. Okay. And then I'm going to slip and score this bad boy in my monster's mouth. Okay, so I want his tongue to be coming out like this because that's funny. So I'm going to slip and score, big spot on the back. Score, 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 cross hatching marks. And I'm going to score inside the mouth and a little bit on the outside because we want it to stick there too for added support. And then I'm going to slip on my monster's tongue. And I'm gonna stick it on in there, nice and secure. My tongue looks a little bit jagged, so I'm going to fix that. I'm gonna give my tongue a line. All right, so that's what I have so far. You can go around and you can make it look hairy by making lines into your monster. You can give your monster polka dots. You can give your monster arms or hands. But I'm not going to do that because I am almost out of clay. But I do have this one little piece left. So I think I'm going to give my monster a third tooth. So I'm gonna score my tooth. I'm gonna score where I wanna put my tooth. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then I'm gonna add some slip to hold it together. And I'm gonna stick him in there. Okay. You can give your monster eyebrows or eyelashes. You can give your monster big lips, whatever you want to do. Because this is your pinch pot monster, okay? All right, friends, so here is my finished pinch pot monster. We are going to let it dry for a couple of days. I'll probably have painting them on next week's agenda because we don't know how long it's gonna take for everybody's air dry clay pinch pot monsters to dry. It could take a day or two, or if you made a really thick bowl, it could take a week. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's gonna be fun decorating them. You can paint it, you can glue things on it, whatever you wanna do. You can just be creative. So, but anyway, this is what my guy looks like. I need to come up with a name for him. And I'll see you later. Have fun, bye.